Okay, so this took a long time to make. Basically, I've recreated a Chicago firehouse in Roblox, and this is actually one of the most popular firehouses in Chicago, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to explain why. Unfortunately, you can't go inside this area anymore. You used to, but I'm not gonna model the interior because I've already modeled the interior for this, and this was already quite hard to make. These are supposed to be the hoses. It's using rope constraints. Unfortunately, the doors cannot be opened like these garage doors, which sucks, but whatever. And there's also this little fire extinguisher thing. I don't think I can open that, no. I've also added these buildings to make it look like Chicago. There's also these buildings, but overall, it's actually really impressive. Like, this is actually, I think, by far the one game in Roblox where I put, like, as much detail as possible to recreate a building. And all of this was thanks to Google Maps. Okay, these buildings also are non-collidable. You just go right through them for some reason, because they're not actually meant to be playable. Like, this is just meant to be like a showcase here. This isn't a game, okay? Stop complaining that this isn't a playable game. This is just a showcase of a build. And also, it does turn nighttime, which is pretty cool. And the shadows look pretty cool too. And yes, you can ride the vehicles. For some reason, if you really want to. The engine is off. You can also ride the vehicles off the cliff. This is also really fun. This is actually what happens in Chicago Fire. It's canon. They actually fall off bridge. Also, this fence is a mesh. And yes, these trees are pretty realistic. Oh man, look how beautiful the lighting looks. You can actually drive the truck. If I can actually get in. That's on the engine. So I think it's siren. This okay, I didn't build the truck models, but unfortunately you can't. Okay, it's stuck. This is also canon. They actually in one of the. Oh yeah, this is also canon. In the show, the trucks are actually self-driving. This is very canon. In the show, it actually does happen, and then they're like hanging off a cliff, and then they have to get the other squad to rescue them. It's canon. Trust me. Wait, what's this? Oh my god, so many buttons! What do these buttons do? Buttons! I like buttons. Oh my god, so many buttons. Okay. There's also the chief's vehicle. The battalion chief vehicle. Which you can drive off the cliff and help the fire truck to get off. And then... yeah, this is canon. This is actually what happens to Chief Bowden. They all fall into the void and end up in the back rooms. Also, just watch out not to fall off the edge. And like, I actually really like the city skyline that I made. It actually does look a little bit like Chicago, but it looks like New York. And I also made this little sidewalk over here. I don't like this Z-clipping, this Z-fighting. But hey, what can you do about it? There's got little bushes, little piping. Okay, my mouse is off the screen right now. But like, I actually do like how I added the lights in the interior. Before, there was no interior here, and I added the interior. These doors, I could technically add more interior detail, but for now I think this looks okay. Like, I think it would just take a long time because I also don't know the geometry. These little windows here took a really long time to make because I had to like use wedges. And yeah, as I said, this is the one time I've ever made such a detailed building in Roblox. And I was thinking of also making the police district maybe, but that's maybe for a future video. There's actually supposed to be a window here, I think. But I think overall it looks pretty cool. Also, the lighting looks pretty cool too. Look at that, it's like nighttime. God, this is awesome. Now, the roof, I have no idea how you're supposed to make the roof. I would show you a miniature right now if I could, but the roof is very weird. I didn't know how to make it, so I just did this. But in the real one, it has a really weird shape. And I have no idea how that shape is made, so I tried my best for the roof, and I think it looks okay. It looks really weird. Hose is hanging in the inside. Man, I actually really do like the interior. No, these are just black. Like, there's no way of entering this. You cannot. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed.